I'm Jono Buchanan, and in this video we're going to be working with automation, but not automation on an individual track within our piece, but looking at what happens when we add automation to auxiliary tracks. Here's the track that we're going to be working on. Okay, we won't worry about hearing the repeat. Let's just have a look at the automation data that we've got within this track already. If I press A to open automation mode, we'll see that there are two lanes of automation data. This is the filter cutoff on the drums, so we can hear that we get this very muffled start, which is growing and becoming brighter. And we've got something similar happening on a little sort of plucked synthesizer, which is the area that we want to particularly focus on within this video. Now, what I want to do is to create a sort of reverb cloud that grows through this opening 8 bars and sort of peaks through this 2-bar gap before then changing and coming back down as the track restarts at bar 11. And actually that reverb is kind of already on this sound. If we just solo it, we'll see that auxiliary 3 or bus 3 is triggering chromaverb, one of Logic's own reverbs. And in here, I've already got a reverb set up, but at the moment its decay time isn't long enough to last through this gap. I want to automate that parameter to make sure that the reverb is really big when we get to that point. But of course, the reverb is on an auxiliary. So rather than being an automation lane that I can create from this track, I need to introduce it into the project from the auxiliary. So how might I do that? Well, chromaverb is over here on this auxiliary here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into latch mode. Latch mode allows me to record changes to a parameter automatically. But something really important has just happened, which is that the reverb track itself has just been added to my arrangement within Logic. Because there wasn't a track for this auxiliary, it was just existing as a place where sounds could be sent. That was fine until I wanted to automate it. And now Logic knows that I intend to add automation, it's created a track for me so that I can actually record those changes. To make life straightforward, I'm going to move this track up to the top of the arrangement so I can see my effects right up here at the top. Moving tracks around in Logic's really easy. Just click on the track and move it up or down. Now that I'm in latch mode, I'm in a position to click on this parameter and sort of massage it as it goes through, making sure that it's exactly what I want it to be at the point where I want it to happen. And actually what I'm going to do is to start with a slightly lower value down here so that the decay time can grow all the way through these 8 bars to create something really quite big and epic in that gap before it drops away again afterwards. Let's put that line in now. Now with this parameter that I've selected, I get these really nice little pitch warps on this decay time as well, which I really like. So that's also part of this sound. What I've got is this growing sort of line of parameter changes, which is coming all the way up. And you can see the way that I've drawn that has actually got this kind of natural curve shape to it, which is quite nice. We then reach this really epic reverb time for this 2-bar drop before it then falls away again here. I could go further actually. Now that I've actually got this line of parameter data that's sitting here at the moment, what I can actually do is first of all go into read mode to make sure that I don't inadvertently touch other parameters that I don't want to control. But what I could also do would be to select, let's say, volume from the drop-down menu for this auxiliary as well. This allows me to create a second line of automation. I'm going to do this one manually rather than actually pushing the fader for this track, just making sure that as we get to this drop here, what I'm doing is just pushing the volume up a little bit just so we hear that even more clearly. So we now get this kind of weird, pitchy, slightly wonky reverb that's happening all the way through this track. And let's just hear how that sounds now in the context of the piece overall. I'm going to come out of solo mode and we'll just see these lanes of automation data. If I click this button here, we'll see the decay time as well as volume, and we'll see how that sounds in the context of the mix. So that's working really well, but going from a 30-second reverb to a 1.5-second reverb isn't working quite so nicely at this point. What I actually want to do is to finesse this so it really arrives on the downbeat of this bar. So what I'm actually going to do here is just to adjust a couple of points manually, just making sure that at exactly the moment that bar 11 takes over, I'm just returning to the reverb length that I want. I might make it a little bit longer than 1.5, but you can see that we've now got much more of a drop off in volume there. And I'm going to do the same thing here with the volume as well, just to make sure that straight away on that bar line, we've got something which sounds a bit more finessed. Let's just hear that drop one more time. So that's working really nicely. So within this video, what we've done is something really important, which is that we've added an automation lane to a track that isn't naturally within Logic's arrangement, an auxiliary track. Whenever you want to pick parameters from auxiliary effects and add those to Logic, what you'll find is that the moment that you enter read mode or touch mode or latch mode on those auxiliaries, you'll find that Logic will automatically create a track for you within the arrangement, making adding automation data much more straightforward.